Surprise, bestie, it's me, Waddles, and the Dweller, it's here. Our story today, it begins a second ago, throwing thanks back to July of 2023. Gargin dropped a humble little creation known as Cave Dweller, and from that moment, fate, destiny, it was set. Time jump ahead about a year and a half to December of 2024, and the mod players, the mod makers, the community as a whole, I mean, no pun intended, but we've been dwelling upon dwellers for a hot second now. There are so many. December 3rd, 2024, a date that will go down in infamy, at least for me. When my eyes set upon this initially, I legit didn't believe it. Created by XP Games in partnership with Gargin, the Cave Dweller, not only is it here, but it actually has a gigantic expansion to it. For this low price, I'll pick it up for you. We'll dive into it together and find out what it's all about. Ah, the rosy smell of the flowers drifting through my two square-shaped nostrils inside of a beautiful Minecraft world. The sun is beaming, the flowers are smelling, well, in fact, now that I look at it, this is about the most peaceful possible world that I could have ever gotten. It's gonna be quite the contrast to today's video. Now inside of a brand new Minecraft world with the Cave Dwellers add-on dropped in, everything begins familiarly. It's very peaceful, it's super calm. Right now, while I'm up on the surface, well, for the most part, right now, nothing bad could go, then would go wrong. But all of a sudden, that thing, what in the world? Who would do that monstrosity? What, it's a floating tree all of a sudden. Oh wait, no, that was just me. You saw me do that a second ago, never mind. Now, I know we just got started, and I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here. I've got a beautiful world that we'll come back to in a little bit, but I've got great and beautiful information. In case you were wondering, the creaking and terrifying, the Cave Dweller, it's arguably maybe a little bit more terrifying. If your dream has always been to get lost in the Cave Dweller's yellow, weirdly diseased eyes, its gaping, gaping teeth, and maybe even run from this thing, and maybe use a little bit of resin to, like, escape the thing. Well, yeah. What I'm saying here is it's got full support for the brand new freaking update. Oh, it's beautiful. Mother, take me home. I'm scared. No, Bonzo. Oh, you're going to be perfect for this adventure today. Surely you'll be able to keep me safe from an all-knowing, ever-evolving, always-watching demon. Right? And so first things first, inside of my world, I can kind of, honestly, just take things slowly. As long as I don't head under the ground, for the most part, I should be fine. When we popped into the world, though, we didn't just start with nothing at all. We have ourselves a little bit of a handy guide. Don't lose this thing. I don't think there's a way to get it back. The Cave Dweller Guide, made with love by XP Games and Gargin. Again, the official and original creator of the first Cave Dweller, the one that inspired them all. Welcome. This guidebook will help you view all this add-on has to offer. Then we have the table of contents. Now, sliding into things a little bit, this add-on brings an entity known as the Cave Dweller into your world. It's very dangerous and it's very intelligent. Survivor reports, not much is known about the Cave Dweller, though we've gathered all that we could from those who were lucky enough to survive. The Cave Dweller seems to avoid light and the overworld surface, preferring the deepest caves and mine shafts in your world. The Cave Dweller generally focuses on lone explorers, following them, stalking them, and learning their behaviors. Never underestimate the Dweller. And then after that, we get the spoilers ahead, which there's no time for that. No. Back to my humble survival experience. This world is so peaceful. What in the world happened to that village, though? This thing is insane. Usually I wouldn't head into a village so cursed, but I think this will be perfect for helping me gear up nice and quick. 3, 2, 1, it's time-lapse time. Let's go. One short little time lapse later, and somehow I've done the Okay, all right. Against all odds, I've done it. The impossible. A full set of iron armor, somehow my first diamond pickaxe of the world, and a sword too. Down here inside of the mines with Bonzo, who just refused to wear the armor. I'm not neglectful, okay? But down here inside of one of the deepest caves in the world, we're all the way down in Deep Slate Range. This is prime Dweller territory. In order to have any kind of Dweller encounters, you're gonna need to first go down under the ground. Oh, Bonzo, you better watch out. And ideally, for some of the best action here, if you want to jump right to it, get as low as possible, like close to Y0. There's going to be a whole lot of sound design inside of this pack here. So when you hear something, it might be in your best interest to take a second and look around. The noises play as the Dweller gets a little bit closer. Maybe being out here in the open with literally nothing is not the smartest idea. Let's go ahead and keep moving. Now, the interesting thing here about the Dweller, oh my gosh. Oh, this is not the best time for it, but right there, that thing. Oh, that's so relevant. That's so good. If I could catch up to it, please come back here. Come back. No, 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 no. This right here is called a Dweller Moth. If I can interact with the Dweller Moth, please stop running away, buddy. If I can interact with the Dweller Moth, we can get lead. The Dweller Moth right here, it's a new entity, and... Okay, I swore interacting with it would tell me exactly where I needed to go to find the Dweller. That's my bad. Alright, well, never mind. That's fine. Back to it myself here. Let's go ahead and keep moving through this cave. I don't know how I feel about being out in the open of a giant cave with a bunch of mobs right now, so maybe we can get somewhere safer. Bonzo, keep up. This cave, oh no, I don't like that. This cave, this gigantic, huge cave, this is like the perfect spot to find the Dweller, to be honest. It's so big and open and terrifying. I would have hated if I was standing out here in the middle. I don't even know where my Bonzo boy went. I would have hated if a Dweller would pop up in the background. Oh no. Okay, so the heartbeat, that means that the Dweller should theoretically be a little bit closer now. Now, in this first phase, the Dweller, it's basically just going to stalk me. It should, theoretically, stand off in the background somewhere and just kind of look at me. As long as I don't look at it for too long or get too close to it, it shouldn't really do anything. It's just kind of learning about me, its prey. Oh, this is so insane. I have no clue where it is. Like, there's so many ledges, and I don't even know where Bonzo went. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it, Bonzo. Please, boy, there's another moth right there. Oh, no, don't you just sit down. Don't do that. Come with me. Stay with me. Keep up. All right. I'm just gonna be calm right now. I don't care about the noises. They're fine. I'm not getting terrified or nothing. No. I'm just getting blocks, and I'm just building. I'm just playing the game. All right. So my thinking here, and hopefully this isn't wrong thinking, but my thinking here is maybe get to the vantage point, like the highest point that I could be inside of this cave, maybe up here or something. Then I would be able to theoretically walk around and just plain straight up see where the Dweller is, if the Dweller actually is. Maybe a little bit of water will help me navigate a little quicker. Nope, that was just a normal cave sign. No, nothing to be scared of. Nope. So as we continue to traverse some of the deepest caves inside of our world, similar to a bat, a brand new ambient creature will be able to find it. It's called the Cave Dweller Moth. This Cave Dweller Moth is part of the new expanded mechanics inside of this add-on, and great news, it's not actually a bad thing. It won't hurt us. Oh no, the heartbeats, no, it's happening. Dweller, please, show yourself, please. No, okay, yeah, anyways, moving on. Let's get out of here. Is this a terrible idea? Should we maybe go deeper? Maybe we should go deeper. And you know what? While we're at it, all the way down here at the bottom of the world, we can go ahead and do one more thing that might agitate the Dweller a little bit more. You see, the Dweller, it doesn't actually really like it if you are branch mining inside of your world. So in other words, and this one kind of takes a little bit of time, but if I were to say, come down here and think I can outsmart the Dweller by maybe just branch mining and making sure it's nice and bright inside of my branch mine at that, well, eventually, if given enough time, no, if given enough time, the Dweller will figure out what I'm doing and start unlighting my torches. Oh no, right there. That it wasn't even that much time, and it hears me, the sound. Genuinely, I know exactly what to expect, but genuinely, every single time this happens, this is so disturbing. Oh my god, that scared me so much. I didn't know the dog could light up the redstone. When it walks over the redstone, I swore that it was right behind me blazing a torch. Oh, no. Alrighty, so just, there it is. You can, no. Wait, no, that was the moth I was telling you about. The moth is so evil. How would you trick me like that, dude? That's not cool. Bonzo, get up. It'll like fight for me or something. Come on, please. Out of bravery, we'll definitely call it bravery and not fear of what the Dweller might think about my branch mining situation, I've decided to find a brand new cave. There's something about the big openness of a cave, something like this, that is a little bit less terrifying, oddly enough, to me when it comes to this Dweller. See, I feel like kind of if I could like see it from really far away, I might be able to Enderman. Oh no, don't look at the Enderman. Oh, I already looked at the Enderman. Oh, what was that? See, I feel like if I could see the Dweller from a long ways away, maybe I'll be a little bit safer and I could just like turn around and walk the other way. Oh my god. Oh my god, my heart. I thought I saw something. I swore that I saw something in my background peripheral. And it's right there. No. I looked at it. You don't want to make direct eye contact or, like, actually look at the entity because that aggravates the entity. No. All right, so phase 1 is watching. Phase number 2 is, like, observing and getting closer. I forget what they call it. I'm too busy right now to look it up. But in phase number 2, the thing will get closer to you. And then finally, phase number 3, it will actually properly start attacking you and, like, chase you until it either gets you or you get away. Now, the crazy thing about this version of the Dweller here is that it's going to get a little bit smarter as we go. So, like, the first encounter, if I had my setup, like, set up perfectly right, I might be able to, say, make a staircase and run all the way back up to the surface. And this thing, wherever it went, maybe walking over to where it was is a terrible idea, but wherever it went, it doesn't like the light right now, so it should just kind of give up and, like, go away. Hello, is anybody here? Just a gigantic, huge cave? On another note, I don't know if I've ever seen so many huge, large, gigantic caverns up until I was making this video. Like, it was crazy. So, back to where I was a second ago. Oh no, this is about the worst possible discovery that I could have made. Oh, okay, nice, the home of the Dweller, because this is where I should be right now. That's why Buddy showed up a second ago, isn't it? All right, well, this is actually kind of a beautiful find because across your world, with the Cave Dweller Addon dropped into it, you'll be able to find almost a new type of a biome, if you will. It's very small, but a brand new biome or home. This is essentially the home of the Cave Dweller. You need to be very, very careful while you're inside of this place, because while you're inside of this place, the Dweller does not like that you're inside of this place, and if it finds you, you're going to be basically, like, trapped in here. Usually when I find this formation, it's kind of like a small hole, but I'm gonna go ahead and start climbing down to the bottom of this hole. All the way down here at the bottom, we have a crazy view of this thing with all of these brand new unique blocks that are, like, alive and oozing, and it's weird. And Bonzo, why are you just standing there looking down at me, dude? That's so creepy. Like, are you the Dweller? Are you calling it? So we've got these little things right here, these little pods. If I go ahead and break these pods, usually the Dweller doesn't exactly like it, but I'll do it for you. We'll go ahead and get rid of the pods. Oh no, there's a bunch of other cool blocks here too, but I don't have an E-Silk Touch, so I won't be able to bring them home with me. But there we go, I've just about done it. I think I raided the Dweller's house. It's wonderful, it's beautiful, and maybe now I can go back home. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, nice, that's delightful, really. I just exited your house, okay, nice. You know, that's funny. I have a funny feeling, a sneaking suspicion that the Dweller doesn't exactly like me going into its dwelling. Alright, so enough's enough of that for now. We'll jump back into survival and check it out a little bit more later on, but the Cave Dweller, this add-on is going to implement a bunch of brand new things to your world. We're talking 2 different types of entities, but then we're also talking a bunch of brand new blocks as well that are super weird. So first things first, a quick run through these blocks. Clotted tissue. This block is so weird in all of them. I mean, it reminds me of the brand new resin block. They're, like, strange and squishy. This one with a trippy animation called Writhing Mass. Like, what even in the world am I looking at? This makes me feel uneasy. It's like some kind of weird worms or something. It's definitely alive. This block right here, Tangled Tissue, which when placed in a larger scale, like you build a big wall out of the strange tissue block or something, it starts to look even more apparent in that subtle little animation that goes on right there. Or chef's kiss. The block design here inside of this add-on, which I believe it doesn't exist inside of the plain old classic Cave Dweller mod, so the lore of this thing has been expanded. But we have this thing called Tangled Tissue, and then we've got the Trypophobia block, again, with that animated texture. It's so subtle, but the popped abscess. Even the names of these blocks right here, they're so disturbing. It's just creepy, like, why did they do that? Now, in survival, if you want to find one of the things, like we did inside of the cave just now, you need to get lucky and basically find the home of the Dweller. The moth friend, which will double as a little bit of a, like a fake, oh, that's not a moth. Oh my god, I've spawned the wrong thing. The moth, which will double as a finder for the Cave Dweller's home right there. You can find this thing down inside of the caves. Oh my god. The Dweller is close. Interestingly, this item called the Dweller Moth item, if you use this item, whether you're in creative or survival, it will tell you where the closest dwelling location is. Head into the dwelling, clear it out, and it should solve your Dweller problems, at least for a little while. Other items you'll be able to find inside of the dweller's dwelling, you'll find the dweller's pellet. This is the big thing that you're going to want to move into the dwelling and try and destroy. I believe this thing is linked to the dweller, and it is essentially manifesting inside of your world. But speaking of survival, real quick, rewinding for a second, if you want any of these dweller blocks inside of your world, well, you can break them, but if you break them with your hand, you'll get nothing. On the other hand, if you break them with Silk Touch, and it seems like any Silk Touch tool will work, but if you break them with Silk Touch, you can actually pick them up and take them back over to your house and maybe, say, use them as a brand new, funky, crazy carpet, a wall, or just a building block in general. Of course, with these things being so similar in tone to each other, they are going to go beautifully together. Next up, we've got the Cave Dweller Skull, which as an item, like when placed down inside of your world, looks so good. It's so disturbing, but amazing. The Cave Dweller Skull is a real item. Like, you can place it down on the ground and you don't need Silk Touch to break it. However, that's not the only thing it does. The Cave Dweller Skull, I mean, a skull is a skull, right? So you can go ahead and put the Cave Dweller Skull on your head and turn yourself into the Cave Dweller. However, this is actually a big survival mechanic too. So the Cave Dweller Skull, if you can get yourself one of these by taking out a Cave Dweller rarely, well, the Cave Dweller, it's kind of like is fooled by the Cave Dweller Skull. The Cave Dweller will no longer chase you if you are wearing a Cave Dweller Skull, at least for a little bit, until it realizes the trick you're playing on it. Another decorational item you'll be able to find it down inside of the Cave Dweller home, a pile of bones. And there are a couple different versions of this block too. It's super cool how this is done. This seems to be randomized. So right there it looks like that, but then you place it down and break it and it kind of like, you know, rotates and looks different just about every single time. That'll mean there are tons of different versions of the bone pile that you could, say, find inside of your world, place down, and build with. And last but not least, for our brand new blocks, I don't know if this is a block as much as it is a plant or literally just tissue, but the hanging tissue. Now, this hanging tissue stuff, if you want to hang it, you got to hang it from one of these new strange looking blocks. So the hanging tissue, you could also hang it on the other hanging tissue, and it gets like really drippy, like the tissue is melting off of the wall, which is, oh my god, it's just terrifying. Moving on from the blocks to the actual Cave Dweller itself, this version of the Cave Dweller is actually insanely smart. Maybe the smartest version of it that I have ever seen. Our little spawn book right here, the one that we popped into the world with at first, is going to help us out huge time when it comes to the different mechanics of the Dweller. So the Dweller, this thing has different phases, different states. There's stalking, there's standoff, and engage. Stalking is sort of like the least bad phase. Then we get to standoff, where it like, and this is where it like starts to approach you. And then after that, engage, which is when it gets really bold and close to you and starts chasing you. Now, the Dweller, it does come with a spawn egg, and you can spawn it into your world and check it out, but that's not really going to be the core experience of the Dweller, because when you spawn it in, it almost seems like the creative mode creaking, where it's like just kind of behaving a little bit differently. If I pop into survival, well, it's still nearby, and that's the thing, you gotta be quick. But in survival, if I go ahead and like interact with this entity, say maybe move up on it, I mean, it's different every time. That time it demanifested, that's like lucky. Other times, maybe I say hit the Dweller, then it hits me. I get a little bit of slowness, and then it starts basically chasing me. And as it chases me, it will speed up and speed up and speed up. And the sound design, the sound effects, and just the animations of this thing is so terrifying. And just like, I mean, it's fire. So that's one of the cool little animations. Let's find it in survival one more time. Oh, but before that, this message right here. Oh my god. Hey, excuse me? Are you stuck? Well, you are. Honestly, though, this version of the Dweller, it's so advanced. So this Dweller will be able to stalk and peek around corners and whatever and look at you. It doesn't like branch mines. It will actually be able to unlight torches. You can distract it by showing it some meat, and this thing, it's so much more advanced than the Java one. Back in survival for another encounter, I swear, right before I started recording this clip, I heard block breaking. I think the Dweller might actually already be over here, and that's probably because we're at a mine shaft. Canonically, I believe the mine shaft is one of the Dweller's favorite hotspots for activity. So the Dweller, it's a smart creature. It's going to learn as you start to do things inside of, I swore I just saw something. The Dweller's gonna learn as a smart creature and figure out what you're doing inside of your world, and then figure out counters. For example, doing this right here while the Dweller is kind of observing me, even silently, is a terrible idea, because the more that you open a door, the more that a Dweller basically learns how to open a door and interact with it as well. Meaning, initially, when you've never opened a door in your world, it doesn't know exactly how to use a door. But later on, eventually, it'll get smart enough to actually break a door open. All right, it's showtime. It's showtime. I hear it. I hear it. I don't know where it went. Dweller, where are you? Are you in the mine shaft? Are you in the big open cave? Oh, no. Oh, no. Witch. What are you doing? You're trying to fight the cave dweller. No. You ruined the fear of the immersion, cave dweller. Oh, what's the problem? You've moved yourself into a block. Ha. Not so scary after all, are you? Oh, God, where did it go? The Cave Dweller Addon. Besties, that's about it for today. This thing is fire. The amount of detail and thought that has been put into it, the expansion upon the original mod, I mean, it's amazing. Makes me wonder if this mod will ever be expanded over on Minecraft Java as well, and hey, maybe even updated too. For more Minecraft add-ons, check out the playlist. It'll be on the end card, and tap that like button. Subscribe, and maybe I'll check this out, do a live playthrough sometime soon. Until next time, everybody, it's been me, Waddles, dwelling forever.